Hey, it's Tony on Mineral Springs Mountain, August 14th, 2013. I'm going to go do a garden update just in a moment, but I thought I'd show you kind of how pretty the mountains, the South Mountains are back behind the house. It's kind of nice. Now I've not mown my grass in about probably a week and 2 or 3 days because we've had a lot of rain going on. But I really like this time of year, and so does Nikki, when the crepe myrtles start to really bloom. So I thought I'd just show those a little bit. The river birches, we love these big river birches for shade trees. I've been enjoying some apples this year. I've been picking the apples. I think I only have a few apples still left on the trees. But I'm gonna do a little walk through the yard because very seldom do I do this. Kind of nice to have it as a record. What I do, these blogs, are just so I can have a record for how things look. And during the winter months, we'll sort of plan, well, this did pretty well last year, that didn't do so well. So it's kind of cool to have this as a record. These are our new cats. We had an old mama cat come and bring her 3 babies. So we got 3 black cats now. We didn't ask for them, but they're all pretty cool, honestly. They're good kitties. So there's one of them. I don't know if we've even named that guy. We have one with white feet that we call Socks, but they're all black cats. So there's, I picked all the apples I think off this tree, and any that I didn't get, the deer had, and they were excellent. And I'm gonna have to continue to trim this thing a little bit better. I'm trying to keep them low to the ground. I think I have a few apples still left on this one. I'm not sure exactly what variety I even bought here when I planted this. These may be actually a gala of some sort, so just a few apples left there. There's Socks. Hey buddy, you gonna run from me? You gonna let me talk to you? You can see he has white feet. So there you go, you've met Socks. And we, of course, back in the early spring, cleared that view out that goes down toward Charlotte. On a clear day, you can see the buildings of Charlotte off in the distance. Don't imagine you can right now, but you can see all the skyscrapers. You can watch airplanes land down at, you know, the airport. So it's really awesome to sit up here in the evenings on a good, clear, crisp autumn day. So this is still August, very hazy this time of year, but that's a really awesome direction to look. We get your pair of binoculars out. Here's just some wood I've hauled up the hill. You know, we burned the limbs and things that we trimmings and stuff here in this little rock pit that I made. I found just various rocks around the yard and in the woods and pulled them up here and did that craziness. The beehives, bees, we robbed those a couple weeks ago now. Outstanding honey. We only got 6 quarts, but we're actually going to do one more robbing before the end of the year. And so my dad was very helpful in helping us with that, learning how to rob bees. He's been just a fantastic, awesome help because he knows so much about it. So just looking around, this project over here, I've just sort of let it fall by the wayside. My bad, gotten real busy. But I'm going to eventually have this all done in rock around this, and some swings set up here around this little fire pit. So everything's totally uneven, kind of crappy looking, but give me time, folks, give me time. This is kind of cool. Now, last year, Jamie Griffin, one of my buddies, really got me into eating figs. So I bought this little bitty fig tree thing from Lowe's, a couple of them. And so these are doing pretty well. We just kind of plant them on the back side of the hill here where they wouldn't get quite so much exposure to, you know, the elements, which this is back on the kind of the east side, and the weather typically comes from the west. Doing pretty good. I mean, I think I can foresee a day when we'll have some really good figs coming off of these things. Blueberries, man, I've been eating blueberries and blueberries and blueberries. And you know, honestly, it is a fruit that I don't get tired of eating. It's like the one thing I just never get tired of eating blueberries. So we got this whole little row of blueberries going here. Nikki's climbing roses. She started them climbing up the side of my hammock, kind of to hide these hammock poles. I guess she's probably going to pull maybe this one over that way too. I don't know. So eventually these hammock poles will be sort of masked by roses, and that'll be kind of cool. Sunflowers, those things grew over 12 feet tall, and now they started to droop, so we're going to cut those very soon. The birds and bees have totally loved them, and we've got sunflowers falling over here. The weather has been pretty crazy with you've got a lot of weeds in there, I know. We don't want to like step in there and compress the ground too much around the sweet potatoes. So, you know, weed pulling gets kind of dicey a little bit. We let a number of weeds grow up last year. Didn't seem to tremendously bother the sweet potatoes. This is pumpkin growing here. Check out our pumpkin. So hopefully by October we'll have some decent looking pumpkins. These things, Nikki kind of pulled the vine around she kind of wanted to trail around the bottom of the sweet potatoes, so it's doing that. So these are all sweet potatoes. Look like some bugs have been eating the leaves a little bit. That happened last year too though. So really hoping for another good harvest of sweet potatoes. And we had an awesome little mess of them last year. We love the birds, and so you know, a lot of these sunflowers she's raised so we can have feed for the birds. And of course you can see the bees totally digging on this one over here. I'll do a little close-up. Shooting with a GoPro Hero 3 in medium field of view at 30 frames per second. That's just easy to go ahead and convert to the web right quick. So yeah, this is how our garden has turned out. It's kind of winding down. We'll probably be uprooting a lot of this except for the sweet potatoes and the asparagus in the next month or so, and getting ready to start for our winter garden. And we're planning on planting a lot of kale, collards, a lot of broccoli. Broccoli did great last year here in these raised beds. So really looking forward to good eating again, vegetables. We're probably going to plant some spinach. So all this will be gone pretty soon. And it's been another good year of raised bed gardening. Really love it. Something I never thought I'd get into, and it's been one of the great joys of my recent life here. You know, it's crazy, like stuff like this. Now here's some okra. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that one. And uh-oh, that one's tough. You just wouldn't think that that would be good. I could wash it, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and eat it. You'd be surprised how good that is with no washing or anything. I hear a cat over here in the bushes. Oh, that's all right. It's actually kind of sweet. Excellent. I love that, just being able to go out in the yard and pick something. Our grapes have grown somewhat slower than I thought they would, but it looks like they're coming along. These down here on this end just didn't advance much this year, so I don't know, is it poor soil? Did we pick the wrong kind of grape? These are things we're just trying to find out, and it's things that this little video blog really helps for me to research later in the year. I'm gonna walk one more time around over this way. Gotta come out and eat some more blueberries. Awesome breakfast. Golly, they look good. Let's try one or two this morning. I haven't eaten in a couple days. Yep, that is good. For those of you who've never eaten fresh blueberries right off the bush, I'm sorry to do this to you. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a few. I know I'm making you jealous right now. Man alive. Peppers have been awesome. Boy, this has been the year of the pepper. And I love them. Well, I put peppers on almost everything. And they're supposed to be quite a good anti-cancer food to eat. At least that's what I understand. We have a local radiation oncologist that puts hot peppers and stuff on everything he eats. Let's walk through here. I often, very often neglect Nikki's little flower garden area. And she's really done a good job with roses. We have kind of a weird little, just sort of everything goes hodgepodge sort of a garden. And that's her that comes up with most of what we do. We're just looking for something that's unusual and colorful, and something that just ultimately makes us happy. And so, particularly Nikki really loves the lavender, the way it smells. But we just like, you know, the fact that our sidewalk curves, and as you approach it coming from the other direction, I'll turn around here in a minute, it's actually kind of cool from where the people park, our visitors. We wanted to make it, and I think it's like I say, more Nikki than anything else. We want to make it almost like a little adventure as you come through. You just see it's a little bit of color, a little bit of bushes, some shade under the tree, and it just continues on. There's more and more of it. And hats off to her for coming up with her little plan for what she wanted here. It was Nikki's idea to put these just these posts in the ground here, just to make a little gateway. So I put some treated posts in the ground with concrete at the bottom of them, and these roses eventually will climb up those posts and wrap around, and that'll be our little approach to our side garden here. And it's really cool because this a couple years ago was nothing. There was nothing over here but just lots of grass that I had to mow. It was just a blank slate, just a big old part of a yard, and you just said, well, you know, why is this even here? What are we going to do with this? And so we're able to turn it into, I don't know, you know, I don't think I'm any master gardener or great garden designer or anything, but it's cool. It's cool to have something like this to walk around in. And so we end up coming out here a whole lot in the evenings, walk around. It's a great place to talk. You know, when we get we're going to put some swings up over here. I actually saw something on Pinterest that's kind of piqued my interest, and hard for me to describe what we're going to do here, but we're going to hang some swings, porch swings there, so you'll be able to lay on the hammock and then talk to somebody who's swinging on swings around the fire pit. There is a cat going nuts here. What are you doing? You crazy cat. Okay, I didn't mean to scare it off. I was hoping it would climb even higher. Alright folks, that's it. That's my foolishness for the day. Tony Lee Glenn's Garden and Yard video blog, August 14th, 2013. Hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers. Happy gardening to you. We'll see you again soon.